Hello everybody, welcome back. This is our last show of the day. So this is our Jubilee festivity ridden crafting day that we've got here at Crafters TV. So you may recognise me, you may not. I'm normally on the other side of the studio behind a sewing machine, but I'm over here today. It's very exciting. This is my first stint at presenting and I'm really enjoying it. So we've got loads of bits and pieces for you. So I've been here with Michelle all day and it's been fantastic because Michelle and I get on very well, don't we, Michelle? We have a bit of a laugh. So Michelle's over in the expert corner and Michelle's going to be making some fantastic things with our craft boxes, with our craft kits.
I am. Sorry, that was a little bit delayed. I was thinking to myself, I should have vocalised that. But yes, I am. We've got lots of sub-kits on the show today, so I'm going to be doing a couple of my favourites, hopefully a couple of your favourites. I have no samples to show you because I wasn't that organised. But
we've got some iris folding though, haven't we?
Oh,
because we were talking about this earlier. I really love iris folding. I think it's such a beautiful thing. So we've got some really lovely iris folding bits and pieces that we can show you later on today. But because it's a Jubilee weekend, we have got some special offers for you. So whether you have become an Inspire member, perhaps you haven't, perhaps you're just sort of thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't become a Couple Inspire member. Definitely do it today. Definitely do it this weekend because you've got special offers. You'll get a £5, €5 or $5 voucher for you to use, and that happens at the end of the event. So that will be after Sunday afternoon. But you'll also be able to get 3 for 2 on all adhesives, 3 for 2 on all of our Gemini accessories, and also 3 for 2 on any selected paper and card packs as well. So if you just head over to the website, you'll be able to have a look at that. Not only are you going to be getting that, you'll be getting double points on everything that you spend over the weekend. You get free shipping for UK customers and half price shipping for US customers. And you'll also, if you spend over £10 or $10, you will get this free gift. So every day, this sort of Jubilee sort of extravaganza. So it's an extended weekend for us. It's running from Thursday over to Sunday. There's going to be a different free gift. So this is it's a paper craft die to make a box. So really quite a fantastic looking box that you could do for sort of wedding favours, little gifts, and you'll get that absolutely free when you spend over £10 or $10. Really good opportunity for you to sort of join in. The other thing that we also have is anybody that's messaging in today or has already messaged in or is going to message in probably the first half of this actual show, we're going to put you in a prize draw and you could win this little bag of goodies. So you've got lots of bits and pieces in here, all sorts of different things. You've got some little buttons here. You've got some of your markers in metallic paint. You've got some of your acrylic markers as well. You have an embossing folder. You've got stamps. You've got dies. You've got more stamps, sentiments here, and more sentiments and flowers over here. And then the final big thing is this. This is this is number 33. This is what you can receive if you comment. We were doing sort of lots of random facts earlier on today. We do love a random fact. So you can message in with a random fact, a question about the products that we've got today, a random question. You could just say hello, tell us what you're up to this Jubilee weekend, entirely up to you. But anyone that messages in, probably in the first half of this show, I will put you into a prize draw and you can win this goodie bag with all these fantastic bits and pieces in. So get your messages coming in. I've had a few here from a dragon. I love the kits. As a new viewer to Crafters TV, they've always been a great way to try out different products and techniques. And you're absolutely right. Because everything's self-contained in these little boxes, you've got all sorts of different things that you can have in here. Diane says, good morning from Illinois. I hope you're both having a beautiful day. I know I've enjoyed watching and learning. Laura says, hello, good morning. Mary Pat says, hello again from sunny Montana. And Mary says, hello from cloudy Maine. So it's lovely to see you all and really pleased that you can join us. I'm not going to stop there because the big thing is the Weekend Super Saver. So this is the Jubilee Weekend Super Saver. This item is worth £130, £100 or $130, and you can get this for £30 or $40. If you're Club Inspire member, that's £24 or $32. That's a huge saving. Now, if you just purchased this die here, which is your Tea Party die, so this is your waterfall die, and this little Sentiment Celebrate die, that would be the equivalent of purchasing those two and then get everything else for free. So it's a huge, huge saving. So in here you have your 12 by 12 paper pads. You've got two ink pads here. You've got a metallic one and a water reactive one as well. You've got all sorts of different dies over here, different kinds of sentiments, different kinds of edges, and then you have your Centura Pearl card. You've got that in platinum and also in deep purple. So a really fantastic item for those, and they're being super, super popular. So definitely, if you're watching, you think that's going to be something you would like to have, pop it in your basket straight away because you don't want to miss out on that. But we've got tons and tons of demos to get through. So I'm going to ask Michelle to see if she's ready to start the very first demo so you can start seeing what we've got.
I am. I'm very ready. I've had my tea. I've had a cup of tea. I didn't have no cake though. George nicked all that. But besides that, I'm ready. He didn't really nick it all. He just didn't share it. It's sort of the same thing. He enjoyed it though, so that's all that matters. So we're on number 37, so we've got the pop-out characters. So we'll have a quick look through what's in the box, and then we'll get on with a quick demo. And with all our sub-boxes, straight away you have got inspiration. So if you're giving this to someone who's new, they can see straight away what they can be doing with it. And if you just love our sub-boxes, it's just that bit of inspiration on the front for you. All our boxes are exactly the same, beautifully wrapped, and then you're going to open them up and you're going to see these odd-shaped dies. I love this one. The bear looks like he's got like two of the funkiest eyes there.
It looks like it's an Elton John bear, doesn't it? He could have, you know, those kind of crazy
Yes.
glasses that Elton John has.
Yeah, or I was thinking like a member of Kiss, you know. But if I flip them over, you can see that they've both got their stamp sets with them. So obviously this will make more sense once I do my demo, but I absolutely love it. Somebody cares. You know, happy birthday, good luck, surprise. So lovely little sentiments in there. And let's get those out first. So we have got the 3 widths of ribbon in the 3 colours. Yeah, 3 widths of, so 9 lots of ribbon all in 3 different widths. And then you've got the beautiful pearlescent pearls there, and again, beautifully matching. And with these ones, you are getting 3 different sizes of your card blanks. So you've got a 5 by 7, you've got your 4 by 6, and you've got your 6 by 6. And I think in total, you can make 24 cards with this one. Matching envelopes, because obviously you're making a card, you're going to need the envelope. And then this is the fun bit. Well, it's all the fun bit really, because opening it up is like opening a present. So you've got those beautiful papers in there. One of my favourites, that one. I think it's beautiful.
Some of those linen kind of cardstock, you've got like a bit of a texture on them, the green ones, or are they all nice and smooth?
So these ones are nice and smooth in this one, but some of them do have more of a texture on them. I think all the boxes sort of differ, but lots of, absolutely, I love that one. That is just beautiful.
There's some really beautiful colours in there, and like you say, it's really great that everything matches. So you've got all of those different colours, all of those embellishments that are going to match and work together. Yeah,
it all. So if I bring those in onto there, you can see that the colours are just all perfectly designed to work together. We've taken the guesswork of will this go with this and will this go with that out for you. So that is what you're going to get in your little kit. So let's just pop these back in. So I'm going to use the Sunbunny Cares. So let's just pop that to one side. I've got a couple of samples that I'll show you so you can see what we're going to be doing. So there you go. It's a good look.
Isn't that cute?
It is. So it just pops up a little, and then surprise.
Oh, they're
Happy
lovely.
birthday. They are. They're nice. They're quite dainty and delicate.
Yeah.
But beautiful, just for you.
Rabbit ones for Easter as well.
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
for sort of birthdays and sort of celebrations.
Yeah, that's it. So, and the thing is, you know, you can take these over all of the year, because if you've got someone who just loves their bunny rabbits, then it's going to be an absolutely perfect card to make for these. So I've got my stamp set and I've got my little die set. And before I take this die set off, what you're going to see is you've got a little notch there and you've got a little notch there. So you know that that line there is what you're going to place across the middle of your card.
Right.
So straight away, it's showing you exactly where the placement is going to be. So I'm just going to bring this piece of card in. So it's just a 6x6. Well, I tell a lie, I've trimmed it down just a little bit because I'm going to fit it inside a 6x6, but it's just 1/4 of an inch that I've trimmed it down. And halfway on my scoreboard, I've just put a little notch there and a little notch there, just so I know that when I bring this in and place it on, it's going to line up perfectly. It's not going to be a little wonky. It's going to be just right. So let's just tape this down. And
So lots of people are messaging in. We've got Debbie, happy Saturday, beautiful day here in New York. Oh, how exciting. We were just talking about New York and going on holiday. New York, said it twice. Sarah said the mystery bag is amazing. You're absolutely right. It's been really popular on the other 2 shows, so I'm sure that it will carry on being popular as well. Laura said, what a fun little goodie bag. Jeannie said, I have a lot of the box kits, they're awesome. That's an awesome deal from Awesome Products. Yvonne says, hi everyone from sunny Fleetwood, UK. Barbara says, love it, love the boxes, they are amazing. My daughter's messaged him.
oh, has she?
Yeah, such good presenting from Becky. Anton Deck will be proud. I have a little crush on Deck. I always have done. It's well known. He lives really near me and I think he's quite frightened. And Lorraine says, hello everyone, the mystery bag is a must-have, it's absolutely sure. And we've got Shannon saying, I love the paper colours. I think you're absolutely right, they're really lovely colours in there, beautiful sort of kind of springtime kind of colours. Purples and greens always work really well together, don't they?
Yeah.
And we've got the little melting pots. The other thing I love about the craft kit boxes is when I'm in a crafty stink, I pull one out of these kits and it brings my mojo back to life. That is a very good idea, because even if you are super crafty, sometimes you get a little bit of a block, don't you? A mental block, and you think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Sometimes you need some kind of inspiration. You might be finding that online or watching videos, but if you can open up one of these boxes and be inspired by what's inside, that's so much better.
Oh,
Fantastic.
absolutely.
Oh, it's really coming together now, that little teddy, isn't it?
Yes,
bunny.
so you can see that I've got my, he's nice and straight, he's ready for his sentiment. I'm just gonna just pop in his little head on there, just gonna pop his little feet on there, and we're gonna just pick that up. And so I'm just going to use this one because I'm going to be colouring his face in. So my alcohol proof, and I've picked the black because I wanted the black. I know I always say put the black down and walk away, but I've picked the black deliberately this time. But another thing I love about these box kits is the papers are never duplicated in all the boxes. You're going to get totally unique papers in each box.
Oh, that's good. So if you had all of them, it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't be sort of doubling up on anything.
No. No. I mean, I know sometimes we wish that we could get more of the papers.
Yeah.
You know, the paper addict in us wants lots more. But, you know, they're totally unique boxes. They're not duplicating anything. Which is good, because if you're a collector of these boxes, you don't want to be collecting the ones that have got the same papers in and the same, same. You want different different.
Different.
There we go. So let me just take those off. And before I move the bunny, I'm just going to get the sentiment. Some bunny cares. And it's entirely up to you how you do this. You could run it back through and die cut the bunny out again and then sort of mat and layer on here, but I'm just going to stamp straight onto it. So just using my platform to pick it up.
We've had a message from Laura. Is the stuff shown in the Jubilee bag exactly what we're getting or similar to? It's exactly what you're going to be getting in this collection, in this Jubilee mystery bag, is exactly what I've shown you here. So yes, plenty of things you're going to be getting, and for a bargain price of just £30 or $40. Well worth popping in.
Right, so let's just pop that to the side, and then we're going to bring this in.
Oh,
so
sweet.
He's so cute, he really is. So what you're going to do is, you can see that there's some scar lines on there, so just going to fold those two there, and we're just going to it's very much like our other dies, our pop out word dies, pop out sentiment dies, and the number ones. You're just going to gently be easing it out and just giving them a nice gentle fold until you know that you can fold it down on itself. Oh, I've gone a little bit wonky. Wait a minute, there we go. And it's going to be okay. So, there we go.
I love seeing his little feet popping out there.
It's so cute there, isn't it? There we go. Nice and flat. And then we can pop him back open, and he pops back forward. Well, he will do if I bent his neck for him. Let's just give that a fold. And I know it looks like I'm sort of fiddling about, and I am, because I don't want to put a little crease somewhere it's not supposed to be. So I'm just going to make sure that when I'm doing all my folds, it's not so much that it's hard, it's just a little fiddly and just making sure that I've got all my nice...
And you want it to be right, don't you?
Yes,
you don't want to be too quick with that.
Definitely. So I'd rather take that extra few minutes gently teasing everything into place. Pop that down, there we go. Then, you know, have those creases in the wrong place. There we go. So now he's all folded up, I'm going to sit him flat back down now. And I'm just going to bring in a spare piece of card, and we're just going to colour him in. So I have got my brown grey blend, tri-blend, and I've got my fair skin blend. So we're just going to, let me just pop that down because I know I'm going to bend it up. I'm just going to colour him in now.
It's very cute. Do you know, I think this kind of shape, it would be really good if they made a sloth one. A sloth card, wouldn't it? I do love a sloth. Not a real one, I don't have a real one as a pet, but I do think they're really cute. And I could just sort of, it's got a little face a bit like a sloth, obviously, you know, with the ears, but you know what I mean? It's got that kind of look to it, hasn't it? It's very, very sweet. I suppose Jamie's saying, do I have someone I wanted to send a sloth card to? Me. I'm terribly lazy. I like to have a lie down. I don't go into the green room very often because that's where we've got a sofa, and I think if I sit down on the sofa, that'll be fatal. I will sit down and I'll have a nap, and everyone in the whole neighbourhood will be able to hear me snore. I'm not going to do that. But I think there's plenty of people that would like a sloth card. I think we all quite like that mentality of a, you know, sort of a lazy, slow sloth.
Yeah.
There's a great video, isn't there, of a sloth stroking a dog. You know, the dog often sees this sloth on a walk, and the sloths become friends. So very, very, very slowly, it puts its hand and sort of strokes this little dog. very cute. But I do love that rabbit. And that's really clever the way you're colouring that in. So you're just going round in a circle to get that sort of gradient.
Yeah. So I've preserved my highlight, which is in the middle for me, and I've just done that. And all I'm doing is with each different shade, I just tickle the edges of the darker shade. You don't want to go all the way over because they've got like an opacity, so it's going to go over and it's going to bleach it. It's not bleach it, but it's going to lighten it. So if you go all the way over your darkest with the lightest, it's going to become a lot lighter, and that's not what you want. You want that blend to go from the dark to the light in the middle. So I have a friend who I went to school with, Lisa. She is obsessed with sloths.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. She's got sloth pyjamas, you know, sloth this, sloth that.
I think sloths in sort of or sort of rainforest kind of. I've never seen one on the road around here, so definitely not in the UK. I don't know. Maybe somebody else could tell us where they come from. I've never seen one in the wild. Yeah, I think I feel the same. I think Australia, but I think I've got confused with koala bears because they all look quite cute and cuddly. I suspect that they don't want to be cuddled, but you'd want to give them a cuddle, wouldn't you?
Do we do over here where you can go like to a zoo where they have sloths, you know, and you can get to like hold one and stuff?
I'm not sure, because I think there were people doing that, weren't they? And then they were sort of stopping it because they're saying it's quite stressful for
of course.
And obviously, you know, you'd assume with any other kind of animal they try and get away, but obviously the sloths can't do that very quickly. And they always look like they're smiling anyway. I mean, I don't know whether there was a film, was it Zootopia, and they had a sloth in it. They always look like they're smiling, but I imagine perhaps they're crying inside. Oh, I love a random fact. Without sloths, there'd be no avocados. Why is that? Oh.
That's it. There's no reason, just that's it. That's it, the end.
That does sound a little bit like it's made up. But I quite like that idea. Without sloths, there'd be no avocados. I mean, that's getting everybody excited about not being able to have avocados, I'm sure. Do they grow in the same areas? Do they not eat avocados? They gather them very slowly, if that's what they're doing, don't they?
Right, so I forgot to put my little hands on. So you've got those little bumps there.
Oh, yeah.
Where, let me just, there. The little hands should go. I was just looking, I just went to colour the paws, should I say, in, and they weren't there. But now they are. So let's just pick those up and pop some colour. So just all these little elements, once you've got them all stamped out and coloured in, look so cute.
Oh,
there we go. Oh no, that's better.
Oh, that's so cute. You're right. That's lovely.
So let's just again take this off. And then we'll just get his, I keep saying his, it could be her.
He looks like a he.
Well, that's what I thought. Is it just me who sometimes looks at a character or something that they're colouring in and automatically, you know, decides whether it's male or female, old or young?
What's his name? I think he looks like a Gregory.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Bugs would be a little bit predictable, I think, you know, or Peter. Rabbit is a bit predictable, but he looks like a Gregory to me.
I think Reggie.
Benji?
Reggie.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Reggie the rabbit. Yeah.
So lots of messages coming in from Val. Hi everybody, I've ordered my weekend bag, couldn't resist. We've also got Jerry saying, I have this sub box and I'm glad that Michelle is doing a demo to help me along. Absolutely. Val said, Lynn said, I love these pop-up characters and I agree with Becky, a sloth would be amazing. I will be emailing Leanne tomorrow on a Sunday, why not? I'm sure she's working. suggestive. Laura said the only time I've seen a sloth outside of a zoo was in Costa Rica. So perhaps that's where they're from, sort of South America. Mary said, have you seen a loris? They're also adorable. I've heard about a loris, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Is it a similar kind of thing to a sloth?
It's not too dissimilar, but I don't think it has like the big claw type.
No, the claws are a little bit frightening, aren't they?
Yes.
They're like when you go and have your nails done and they have their sample super long nails, they look like that. I do wonder whether a sloth might scratch you slightly, but I don't. They take too long.
I'm pretty sure you'd see it coming, wouldn't you, and be able to duck?
You'd be able to move it away quite quickly. Kirsty said, sloths are from South America. Apparently, they're not the cleanest of animals. Oh, that's put me off. I don't want to give one a hug now. Candice says, love the sub boxes. Everything you need to make awesome cars and great for beginners. I absolutely agree with you, and I think they make a great gift as well for somebody. Tammy says, sloths are from Central and South America in tropical rainforests. Gianna says, I'm loving the demos today. You're both doing a great job. Thank you very much. I think he looks like a Philip. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Nina says, I have enjoyed watching A Day of Becky. I don't sew, so I don't see all of her shows. You have to watch the sewing shows. Not next Friday, Friday after. Even for beginners, you can watch my sewing shows as well. But hopefully I'll be here a little bit more often on this side, because it's very nice for me to actually see a lot of the cards being made and see everything actually in place, because I don't often get that opportunity. But that card is really coming together, isn't it? That
it is.
So pink, sort of purple flower fabric at the bottom is lovely.
Yeah, yeah. So just taking some of the papers from in the kit, just matting and layering them up. And I've already coloured in one of the little cakes. So I will tell you what I used for this. So I used my antique pink, a dusty purple, and the hydrangea blend to colour that in. And then I've just got a couple of the carrots, and I've just used for that, where is it? So just the orange blend and the light green blend. So we're just going to pop these in as well. And
those cakes, that sort of shape, was super popular, wasn't it? Lots of people, so I used to make cakes, and I used to have lots of orders for people wanting those kind of cakes, or one that looked like similar to that, but a unicorn with a kind of cone on the head with flowers, icing flowers down the outside. Oh. Always nice. I haven't had a cake for ages, but it's my birthday soon.
So you're going to make yourself a cake?
Yeah, make myself a cake. So it'd be interesting to know how many times I've mentioned my birthday today, because it's quite a lot.
I was going to say, I didn't think you'd mentioned it at all, Becky.
But do you know what? I always think I don't want people to think, oh my goodness, I wish I'd known it was Becky's birthday. So I like to let people know. And I like to give them a month's notice. So when they get paid, they'll remember, oh, it's Becky's birthday coming up. Right.
See, that's exactly what I think, why I tell people about my birthday, because I would hate for them to miss it.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. When is your birthday?
September.
Oh, okay, so we've got a bit of time.
I have a long time to wait.
I'll make you a card.
Oh, thank you.
Only if I get one from you, because it's my birthday soon.
Oh, when's your birthday? I didn't know it was soon.
Oh dear.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape this in the middle, because obviously on the outside of my card I don't want that bit that's missing. So I'm just going to pop this over, and I'm just going to use my tape pen. I probably would use a wet glue at home, because then it gives you that time to wiggle it into place.
I'm going to tell you a frightening fact, Michelle.
Okay.
It's a scary fact, and it's come from Lillian. She's got a random fact for us, but it's a scary fact for Michelle. Sloths have green moths living in their fur.
What?
Yeah, I know. Michelle doesn't like moths or butterflies, not real ones, obviously made out of card or paper or whatever, that's fine, but not real ones. And so that would be your worst nightmare, I would have thought, wouldn't it? Cuddling a sloth and then finding all these moths flying in from the fur. That is a great random fact.
Yes, I love the random facts, but can we have some that don't scare me to death, please?
So nothing about moths or butterflies. What else are you scared of? Spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that can't just be me. Isn't everyone scared of spiders?
I don't like a spider. And in fact, in the studio, there's quite a lot of sort of, above us, there's quite a lot of cabling and sort of racking where all the lights are. And I often come in here and I sort of look up just to check there aren't any spiders. But John does a really good job because he hoovers the ceiling every few days to make sure no spiders fall on top of us.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. So I feel much calmer about that because I've always worried about that when I've been in here. Well, that is what he's told me. Is that not true? He just said that for me. Now I'm a bit concerned. And I'm going to have to look up and just check there's nothing above me. But no, it all looks super clean. Yeah,
he said that just for you, I think.
Maybe he did. Oh, I'll have to have words with him next time I see him.
I must admit, though, I don't ever walk into a room without looking up first to check that there's no spiders. So that's not just you, that's me. And I've always done that my whole life. I couldn't even, if one dropped on me, no.
Oh, George is saying that oh God, that makes me feel quite sick. He was walking through into the gallery and a spider fell down just in front of his nose. That is like my worst nightmare. Now I am going to have to just check above me. It's all looking all right. It's so looking okay, but now I feel a bit itchy, like something's fallen on top of me.
Yes.
I was at a festival kind of thing in a tent, and I saw this spider fall down from the roof of the tent and land on this lady's hair just in front of me. And then I looked around and she had about 7 or 8 that had fallen into her hair. Oh. And I thought, I've got to do something, because if it was me, so I sort of leant over very quietly. I said, don't panic, but there's some spiders in your hair. Just keep really still. I'm going to take them out. And I took them out of her hair, and I'm petrified of spiders. But I think it was just no worry. But yeah, she was like, ooh! Yeah, she wasn't very happy, and I'd accidentally dropped them in my friend's handbag. She wasn't very happy either. Oh, that is lovely, and that looks so effective, the way that pops up, doesn't it?
So I've just matted and laid a few pieces of the card and paper on the front. I mean, you would probably go more to town on the outside of your card as well, but yeah, Somebody Cares with the carrots and the cake. See, if someone's sending you cake, you know that somebody cares.
For me, for my birthday.
Yeah,
lovely.
absolutely.
Like that a lot. So we're going to show you some of the Grande swirl. So if you watched the shows yesterday, you saw Michelle using these. These are really very, very beautiful. So in the collection, you'll get 4 different dies. So you've got this one here, which is upside down. Hold on a minute. Is the fancy filigree. Now this, I have to say, I think this one's my favourite. This is really beautiful, and you can use this in lots of different ways. You could be using these in your scrapbooking, on your cards, decorating boxes. There's all sorts of things here. Now this is a dainty snowdrop. This is one that I said earlier on that I think, you know, you could almost see a little fairy just at the bottom of this, hiding underneath, you know, one of those sort of flower fairies or something like that. Then this is a kind of very sort of elegant swirl. This is called an elegant flourish. It's almost like I planned that. So very simple, but again, really, really effective. And then this final one is a timeless floral. So a little bit more intricate, almost like, this would work really well with paper piecing, wouldn't it? This kind of one here. I've got a few samples to show you so you can see what they look like. This looks really spectacular. And there's so many things you could do with this. Now, if you watched the show yesterday, you will see all of the different samples. I think you made 5, didn't you, yesterday, using these. All sorts of different ways from inking them. We've got some where we've used acetate. This one here, and that looks really effective with that gold on there as well. This one here, look at that, wonderful. This one with all that kind of mirror card that you've got there, you can make a really kind of spectacular flourish. Now you could use this for all sorts of things. Using these at Christmas time would be great as well. This one I think is really pretty as well, using that on a sort of an edge part with some flowers up here as well. It looks lovely. And then we've got a couple more here, or this last one here, just like so. So using that in different ways. We've done some paper piecing on the front here, and then we've also got one out of mirror card as well. So really, really beautiful and well worth having. So those are £23.95 or 97. That's $29.85. Or platinum price is £19.18 or $23.88. Now do remember it's double points today, so it's definitely worth purchasing and getting all your bits and pieces. Now, the next box we're going to have a look at is the pop-out scene. So this is the one here. This is number 38. I'm just going to show you a few samples before I open up the box so you can see what this looks like. So we've got the nice outside of the card, and then we've got this fabulous scene inside. Really lovely here. And then this one with your balloons. Again, open it up, and you've got little balloons and that little scene there. And then this last one, we've made a little box, almost like a woodland scene, with some sort of sequins inside, so you make it into like a shaker box. So great options for here. But you'd like to see what's inside it, so I'll open it up so you can have a look. So your first thing you've got are your dies. So these are, move that out of the way. These are the little dies for creating these sorts of scenes. So you've got, and this one's sort of more, one was more of a woodland, one is more sort of like a sort of a party kind of scene, like looking through a window. You've got your various card blanks and envelopes in here as well, to make, I think, 3 different size of cards here as well. Very similar to the one that we had showed you earlier on. You've got 3 different colourways of your ribbon in 3 different sizes, but all the colours are going to mix and match with all the other papers and cards that we've got inside the box. You've got your gems or your pearls in the sort of purples, golds, and sort of almost like a sort of an old gold kind of colour as well. You've got some stamps with your sentiments. Magical times are ahead. Time to celebrate, have a happy birthday, all those bits and pieces that you're going to need for all your card making. And then we get to our paper and card. So let's take these out. So you've got some really lovely colours here, lovely patterns, and again, on all these sort of kind of brown colours, that way here so you can see that properly, all these sort of browns and teal colours. This one's lovely with the little squirrels, bunnies and hedgehogs you've got on that pattern there. Some spotty ones and some great background colours. And those kind of greens here, these kind of almost like a sort of light olive green that you've got in the cards. And you've got some plain paper here as well, all in those kind of deep hues, yellows, browns, and that kind of teal colour as well. So that's a real bargain to have. That is £18.74 or $18.74, and if you're a Club Inspire member, that platinum price is $14.99, and you'll get double points. So we're going to go over to Michelle now. She's going to do a couple of demos using this particular box. What have you got for us?
I have got, so I'm just going to get my little, my bits out of the box. So I'm just going to get, I think we'll use the little girl. So I'm just going to get that out of the box. And my stamps. So even I get sort of too carried away looking at the imagery on the outside. And then when Becky says, are you ready? I'm like, yes, but no, but. So, right, I'm going to bring in a piece of card, and it is 10 by 7, and I've scored at 2 inches, 5 and 8 inches. So that gives me my centre piece for this. Let me just get those little pieces of card out of there. So it gives me the centre for this. And it's entirely up to you how you are going to put this in. You can have it on a little bit of an angle that way. So if I turn it round, you know, you can have it. There's no notches on there to say you have to have it one way or the other. You don't have that cutting line there, so you know that it's going to stay in there perfectly. But because I've already die cut this out, so I know it's going to fit, obviously because I was getting my prep ready, I'm just going to use this to judge where I'm going to pop this in. So that, because obviously this is already cut, and I'm going to try and match that up. So I just pop that there, bring in my tape. And again, I'm going to tape this into the bit that's going to be the waist, so I'm not too worried. But again, I'm just going to line that up. And you wouldn't need to do this at home. I'm just doing it because I've already pre-cut this piece here. So I'm hoping that when I run it through, it's going to roughly fit. So there we go. Let me just...
Lots of messages still coming in, and Suzanne says, my daughter just informed me it takes 30 days for a sloth to digest a leaf. Wow.
Wow.
That is a slow digestive system. No, maybe that's why they're so slow generally. You know, they've not quite... It's not like you can give them a donut and they start getting really excited, like a child with a few Smarties, and they get really excited. It's going to take them a long time to start sort of feeling the effects of that food. Sarah said, where is Becky's crown today? I didn't put it on. I have got a little sort of pearl and diamante headband and said, I'll wear the crown tomorrow. It's the last day of our Jubilee celebrations. Sophie said, hopefully we'll see more of Becky. I don't sew too often, so I don't always watch Softer Side. Well, I hope so too. Shannon said, happy early birthday, Becky. I'm so glad I've shared the fact that it's my birthday, because it's really nice to get happy birthday things in. Amjan 1961 says the card is so sweet, absolutely love it. Shannon was saying she's going to make herself a card, so she understands me. I'm going to make my own cake. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Sloths are found in South and Central America and are faster in water than on land. And they're 3 times stronger than a human. Really? So a little bit like the Incredible Hulk, that's so strong. So yes, so if there was, you know, I think in the very first Incredible Hulk, he turns over a car, doesn't he? If you gave it enough time, a sloth would be able to turn over a car? I don't know.
I would imagine so.
That's great. I love all these little tidbits, these random stories we're getting. Yvonne says, what a cute card. Mary Pat, super cute card. Candace says, oh, this is the first time I've seen the swirls. Gorgeous cards. They're really nice, and it's definitely well worth watching yesterday's show so you can see all the different things that Michelle did with them. Lorraine said the card blanks and the envelopes are such good quality in these boxes, and you're getting so many different ones in the boxes, which is really, really helpful because you'll be able to make lots of different things. I always find that I have standard square card blanks and square envelopes, and that tends to be the kind of card that I make. I tend to be, you know, you end up sort of going into a bit of a rut, so having those different shapes sort of opens up those little bit more possibilities. Lynn says, loving the colours in this box. Little melting pot. To Michelle, you're a great crafter. Becky knows you'll stay ready. You're always ready, aren't you?
I am, always ready.
So you're just colouring in here. Are you using the tri-blends again?
So I'm using our tri-blend brush pens for this one. I find the nib, it's a brush nib. So when you're doing things like hair and fur, you can just get those lovely little flicky motions, for want of a better word. But I'm going to bring this one in that I've already started, purely just because that's in the perfect position for my matten layer piece. So all I've done with her dress is I've used the burnt orange. You've just saw what I was doing with the hair, so that's all I've done there. And then we're just gonna, I'm not colouring it in as if it's a perfect picture. We're just gonna highlight the colours of the different bits. So this is obviously the deer, and then there's a little bit of grass beneath. So I'm not putting any detail on because I'm absolutely no artist. So it's...
I don't think that's true. Because you have to be an artist to create the things that you do. You make beautiful cards, beautiful boxes. I'm quite jealous.
Thank you very much. Not that you're jealous, I mean for the compliment.
Michelle's doing all of this with a bad arm. I'd just like to point this out. She's got a poorly arm, and she's still managing to craft much better than I can ever do.
It's okay. I'm holding the pain in. No, I'm pretty sure that not much could keep me from crafting, to be fair.
You might have to craft with your other hand. You might have to become an ambidextrous crafter.
I think I might have to, I must admit. So,
oh, it's a really cute little deer, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just sort of highlighting those edges. I'm not, I think when I say I'm not an artist, I mean I can't draw pictures. I can colour them in, but if you wanted me to draw you a picture, I could draw you one. You wouldn't know what it was, but I could definitely draw you one.
It's the random picture gallery.
Absolutely.
That's really pretty. That's really coming together.
Yeah, so I'm just doing flicking fur motions in sort of the way that I feel it would maybe lie on the, I'm going to call it a lamb then, on the day. But yeah, so just round the edges, just adding those little highlights do make it pop and stand out more than if I just coloured it in one flat colour. So then we're just going to go in with the grass. I'm just roughly following that circle. And because I'm using the brush nib, you're getting a totally different effect to if I used my tri-blends.
Yeah.
You're getting an absolutely totally different finish altogether. Just leaving, if I just left that grass as it was now, you've got that texture in it from this brush nib.
It's very much like watercolours, isn't it? That kind of effect that you get with a sort of soft brush.
Yeah.
Doing watercolours. It looks really beautiful. I tend to use my sort of normal tri-blends rather than, I don't have the brush ones, but I might have to buy stuff.
I must admit, I thought to myself, why do I need the brush ones?
Yeah.
Because I've got the originals.
Yeah.
But for images like this, you just, because it's obviously it's got a different nib, it's got a brush nib, so you're going to be able to do different things, you're going to be able to get that different effect.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it's something that you are able to do, then I absolutely would recommend getting these.
Super effective, really, really like that. Very, very pretty. Laura says, I like square cards, but in the US they're not standard size, so Postal Service charges a lot more to mail them. You tend to have sort of slimline cards, don't you, in the US, which again I really like. We don't, you don't often get those kind of sort of long cards over here. Lynn says, such great sales for the Jubilee event. Mary says, the scene is very sweet. And we've got another random fact from Rhonda. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. Is that because they're looking for those octopuses with the 9 brains that are coming to attack them?
I think so.
That's interesting. Do they change which eye they sleep? Or is it always, if you're left-handed or you're left-eyed, you always have that left eye open? I don't know, that's quite interesting. I do like that. So keep coming with your random facts. We do like to see as many random facts as possible. And it gives Michelle and I something to discuss when we're having our dinner when we get home. Because we tend to talk sort of quite randomly, don't we, when we do. It's not just on here that we talk.
I
do wonder if someone ever put a secret camera in the house and they would have an absolute field day at the giggling we do and the random conversations we have. So the conversation we had last night was we were watching Britain's Got Talent. And I said, what would your talent be? And actually, I thought it'd be really interesting to find out what talents people do have. And sometimes people have a talent and they don't feel that it's a talent, but other people find it really quite spectacular. So it'd be really nice if you could message in and let us know what your talent is. I'm not entirely sure what my talent would be. I don't think I've got a particular talent.
Well, I did say what mine was.
Yeah, what was your talent?
Talking nonsense. Talking nonsense for the longest time possible.
Well, is it nonsense?
I don't think so.
No,
I think I make perfect sense.
Yeah, and I think you're right. So yeah, message in, let us know what your talent is, or have you got somebody else in the family with an amazing talent? That'd be really nice to hear about. I don't know what talent could I have. Like I say, I'm very messy.
Tap dancing.
Tap dancing, I'm quite good at tap dancing. I have a talent for making electrical items explode.
Me too.
We shouldn't be in the studio together. There's a lot of electrical equipment here. It's quite dangerous. I can't use an iron. This is a story I tell my husband. A couple of times I've had an iron and the iron's exploded. Different irons, different times. The only sort of common denominator was me using it. So now I don't do the ironing because it's just too dangerous and expensive. I can make all the clothes for ironing, but I can't iron. Yeah, it's just dangerous. So I avoid doing anything to do with irons.
I don't enjoy ironing. Is that the same thing?
I
don't enjoy ironing and refuse to do it.
Yeah.
That's sort of the same thing.
Well, I've got a friend and she says there's no point ironing, it's wasting time. A good fold is better than a bad iron. Or not folding your clothes at all, or not ironing your clothes at all. My husband finds it quite therapeutic to iron. He quite enjoys it, puts some music on and, you know, a good pair of trainers to support your feet while you're ironing is always the key thing that he says. But I'm not interested in doing the ironing. And I'm not very good at it. It's just dangerous. Best for me to steer well clear. Jamie said he thought of a show that we could do. Won't iron, can't iron. I think that's a good idea. I don't know whether people will watch it. It might be quite boring. A few other messages we've had. Lynn says, Becky, just wanted to say thank you for inspiring me yesterday to try out some soft crafts. I actually gave it a go and started making napkin rings, only simple material ones, but I'm adding some of the felt flowers onto them. That is great, and really, we love to see what you make. We love you to message us on our Facebook pages. So our Facebook page would be Michelle McCarthy CC. Mine would be Becky Sworn CC. Message us with, we're quite happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
Give us some random facts. But we love to see what people are making because everyone's got different ideas about the items that we sell, and it's really lovely to see people sort of developing different ideas, and we all become quite inspired by what you do as well. So please, absolutely, do let us know. Shannon said, today is National Cheese Day. Oh, I love cheese.
Oh, I thought she said Tuesday. I was thinking it's Saturday.
Tuesday. We've lost 2 days. National Cheese Day. Oh, I might have to have a little bit of cheese when I get home just because it's National Cheese Day.
But it would be rude not
That's
to.
nice to know. My daughter's obviously got nothing to do. She's now messaging in saying, random fact, Australia is wider than the moon. I did not know that.
No.
Suzanne said, you two are so comical.
Oh, thank you.
We do try. Lorraine said, my talent would be that I can clear a room in 5 seconds if I start singing. I'm glad I read the rest of that. We were talking about singing yesterday, and I think actually you've just got to find the right pitch, the right level. I think we can all sing. Well, that's what I reckon. I'm sure you can sing. I'm sure you would not empty a room. Sarah said, my talent is using a magic card that means stuff gets delivered to my house from CC. Oh, I see what you did there. Now, I'm quite good at learning how to use a credit card. I think maybe I love that, being a talent. I'll pop that on my CV under special talents and interests. What else have we got? We've got Mary saying, I have Olympic talent for falling down. I've also been called the kiss of death to household appliances by a regular repairman. I'm with you on that. I wonder why. Fred said, I can't find a positive aspect out of the most negative situations. Oh, I can find a positive aspect of the most negative of situations. Now, that is a definite talent. I do like that. Absolutely. It's always good to have somebody that's nice and positive.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe your talent could be not losing
that's like
sentiments.
Yeah, well, if I could do that, that would be a talent. I can dance. I'm a dead good rock and roller.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What, sort of doing the jive kind of thing? Oh,
yeah.
I can so see you in one of those big skirts and those little shoes with a scarf around your neck, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think we all need to see that.
Well, when I was working at Burberry's and I was a machinist, I was on an episode of Emmerdale.
Really?
In a rock and roll competition that was going on, and one of the ladies there made me, my skirt, my big flowy skirt, and I made my hair stuff, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Definitely
need to see that. And you said you didn't have a talent.
I know. Maybe I fibbed a little bit. The body doesn't move like it did when I was 18, can I just say?
No. I'm sort of the mind like, oh, this is going to hurt tomorrow, or probably I might fall over in a minute and I'll never be able to get back up. I think that's what happens.
I think my talent is my body has to dance if there's music on.
What kind of music? Any music?
Most music. I can't not dance. So my like hidden talent with that is it embarrasses my children without me even trying. So I think that's a talent. I can do it without even trying.
Yeah. And there's something really quite gleeful about embarrassing your children by doing things like that, isn't there?
There is. I think it's sort of part of the privilege of, you know, having children, that you get to just embarrass them a little bit. I think it should be the law. I think it is that it's Michelle Law.
Michelle Law, I do like that.
So I've got my magical times ahead. I'm just going to pop a little bow there. And I do have with the die and the little butterfly stamp, I've just stamped a few of the butterflies out, and we're just going to pop those on as well.
That looks really pretty with that that paper with all the little woodland animals on there.
It's lovely, isn't it? I love, again, the papers that come with some of these boxes are just absolutely fabulous. They really are.
Mary Pat said, my talent is that I can recharge my cell phone by holding it in my hands and turn off street lights when driving past them. You sound like a magician. You sound like David Blaine or somebody like that. That's crazy. So you're really useful for somebody to sit next to on a delayed flight. When your phone's gone flat, I can just hand my phone over to you and you'll be able to charge it for me. That sounds brilliant. Kirsty says, I'm in my 40s and not the skinniest of people, but my talent that people ask me to do all the time is that I can still do the splits. Wow, that is impressive. I might be able to do the splits, but I don't think I'll be able to get back up again. And I don't think I'd be able to move for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Lorraine said, I'd rather craft than iron. It's a much better use of time. I absolutely agree with you. We've also said, S. Jackson says, my talent other than crafting is probably getting babies to sleep. At work, I sometimes have 5 or 6 infants crawling into my lap or next to me and falling asleep. That is a real talent. I can imagine anybody with a sort of a newborn baby, or we've got Jake with his baby 3 months old, something like that. I think Jake would love that ability to get babies off to sleep, as all parents would do on those sorts of times. And we've had a random fact from Shannon: the human thigh bones are stronger than concrete.
Wow.
I quite like that.
I like that one.
Interesting idea. Your card's all done.
Yes, all done.
How lovely. Look at that. Really, really beautiful. Really effective. I think you're right, using those brush pens in there really sort of elevates that little scene, doesn't it?
It does, definitely.
Right, we're going to take a short break. So use this opportunity for you to check out your baskets. Make sure that you've popped everything in there that you'd like to do, and we'll be back in a couple of moments.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? there's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick buy, get yours now.
Hello again. I hope you took the opportunity to make yourself a cup of tea, mix yourself a cocktail to watch the rest of the show. Now we do have a winner. So this is the sort of little goodie bag that we put together for people to sort of enter in. Anyone that was messaging in through our sort of social media, anything at all today, we put you in a draw and we've got a winner. So drum roll. I'm not very good at making a drum roll, I can't do that. So the winner is Linda Ryan. Linda Ryan. So please, Linda, if you could email in at prizes@crafterscompanion.com, we will arrange for this goodie bag to be sent out to you. And stay tuned tomorrow because we will have another goodie bag for everybody as well. We're going to go on to my favourite box. This is the iris folding box. I love iris folding. I think it's really, really lovely. So we've got a couple of little samples here. It just looks so effective. It looks super complicated, but it isn't. It's when you see what we've done here with how do you create this, it becomes really simple. You can sort of see how it goes together. But when you look at this looks really, really intricate, really complicated, and almost like, you know, you sort of think, I don't know how on earth I would be able to put that together. But look how effective that one is, just with those different card stock here, or paper you've got, and you've got some flowers down here. So these are really, really beautiful, and you're going to have lots of fun making this. So that one's with some spotty card or paper. This one, same sort of colourways, but obviously with some plain. But you could use these for all sorts of things, not just for cards, but also for embellishing your boxes. So this particular box, this one is number 46, and this is your iris folding box here. So I'm going to show you what we've got inside before we go to Michelle for some demos. It's always quite nice. It's like getting a present. It's like it's your birthday, isn't it?
It really is.
It's my birthday very soon. Do you know what? My talent will be talking about my birthday, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. We'll all be sick of it later. So here we've got our dies here. So you've got your sort of embellishment dies, and these are like the outer shape of the dies. So you've got the hearts, which we've used in the demonstrations in the ones here. So those are the heart dies. And also you've got the tulip, the flower at the top, which is used in there as well. You've also got your stamps here. So all sorts of different things. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. That kind of sentiment there. Thank you. All those kinds of things. Happy birthday. You've got your card blanks and your paper envelopes in different sizes here. So you've got some square and also some rectangular here as well. Then you've got your embellishments. You've got some beautiful sort of gemstones, all in sort of purples, pinks and turquoise colours as well, that are all going to match with the cardstock and the other bits and pieces we've got here. We've got some ribbon, once again, all to match inside. And then you've got these little templates to show you how the process is made with this iris folding, which Michelle will show you how to do in a moment. Then you have, which is really important, are all of your sort of paper strips. And so these have already been cut for you. You've got them in all sorts of different colours, different patterns. But you could, of course, if you wanted to use this sort of technique, you can, of course, cut your own paper to use for these. So you've got those in 3 different colourways. You've got a kind of pink, a purple colour, like here, and you've got a greeny kind of blue. You've got some spotty ones as well as some plain in there as well. And then finally, you've got your envelopes. These aren't envelopes, this cardstock, in those lovely colours. So lovely sort of bright greens, sort of peachy pinks and purples. You've also got some other card envelopes, the paper envelopes, in a kind of spotty Sarah's signature kind of purple colour here. So your actual envelopes are going to look quite spectacular in your cards as well. But this, as I said, this sort of, when you see the samples, you think it looks quite really complicated, but it isn't, Michelle, is it? It's quite easy to do.
It is very easy to do. And I think, so I haven't demoed the box before, but I have demoed the larger iris folding pieces, and I just love them. They are so much fun, and the reveal is brilliant because you're looking at the back when you're creating it, and it looks an absolute mess with all the tape and things like that. But when you turn it over and you've got that reveal, it's just amazing, and I love doing it. So I have got, out of my kit, I've got the dies, and I'm gonna do the tulip. So the only difference you're gonna see is that these are just a lot smaller. Well, I'm not a lot, but smaller than the big ones that we do, that you will have probably seen me doing in the past. So first off, we're gonna get our die, and we're just gonna cut out that lovely tulip. And I'm going to tape it down because I want it to stay exactly where I'm placing it. There we go. And then we're just going to pop this through. And again, depending on what size card that you were cutting this into, it's going to go down to your mini, if you're cutting a small enough piece. But midi and upwards, and again, depending on what size card that you're going to be cutting into. Right.
Oh, all puppies are born deaf. As they get older, they can hear 4 times better than humans can. Oh, that's quite sweet, isn't it? I didn't know that. Is that why they make that kind of high-pitched squealing noise when, you know, they're sort of new puppies, don't they?
Yeah,
maybe. Almost like a mewing kind of noise. That's an interesting random fact. Another fact is, this is from Mary, butterflies can get drunk on fermented fruit juice. Oh dear. That would be one of your worst nightmares, drunk butterflies.
Oh my God, no.
I mean, they don't tend to fly quite straight anyway, so you can imagine they'll be all over the place. It'll be like watching one of the planes in Top Gun like this.
Oh God, yeah. So I've just been pulling my tape off and I've ripped this piece. So I'm just not gonna use that one. I'm gonna bring in one that I made earlier. It's exactly the same, just that doesn't have a rip on it. So what you're gonna do is, obviously you're not gonna place it that way because that is the front of your card. You're gonna flip it over and then you're gonna see it fits perfectly. So we're just gonna tape it down. And it doesn't matter if it rips a little bit on the back when I take my tape off because you're not going to see it. So I'm okay to just tape that down.
So you're going to be able to use that template multiple times?
Yes, yep. So that's not going anywhere. That is with your dies and you're going to have that forever. Once you have run out of your papers, you're going to be bringing in your other papers that you've got, old musical score sheets.
Oh, nice.
That would be nice. A bit of fabric would look lovely, you know, with a frayed edge. There's all sorts that you could absolutely be bringing in to use on these. So I've picked up these purples. They're beautiful. I absolutely love a polka dot paper. It's my absolute favourite. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper and just like the other ones, you're just going to fold it in half. And this nice folded edge is what is going to go over the lines. That's the bit that you're going to want to see. So you're going to take your folded line. So I can see that that's number 1. So my folded line is going to go over there. So I'm just going to tear that down a little bit and I'm just going to check that that fits and then we're just going to tape it down.
Am I right in saying that I've seen people do these and cut or almost tear the paper in half so you get that sort of rough edge to it, so you can make them sort of look quite distressed? And that's okay to do as well?
Yeah. So that's, I think the last time I did the iris folding, that is what I did.
Right.
To show that, you know, you can tear down the middle and it just looks lovely. Really nice. So I've gone to number 2 and then I'm going to go over to number 3. And really it's just a little bit paper piecing by numbers. You're just going to find your numbers and put a piece of paper over it, your folded paper.
That's quite therapeutic, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
I think we've had it on our mindful shows in the past because it really is just so mindful. So I've gone to number 4.
It's it's quite similar to a foundation paper piecing in quilting, where you have the same kind of thing. You have fabric and you're sort of layering on top of a pattern, but you're stitching along the lines and then folding back.
Yeah.
And as a little sneak peek, we've got something coming up in the next few weeks with foundation paper piecing. But it's that same kind of, or it's almost a mindful, mindless kind of thing, because it's a repetitive action that you're doing.
Yeah.
But makes something really different, really pretty.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah, so I was just going to say our producer Johnny, but our producer Jamie just said magazine. But yeah, so old magazines, Vogue magazine. If you dare, you know, if you wanting to rip up your Vogue magazines, and you're sending it to someone who's quite a fashionista, that would be quite nice. Or car magazines, you know, if you're sending it to the hubby or the dad, they're into cars, and maybe not rip up their car magazines that they're reading at that minute, but, you know, old ones.
With that, wouldn't you? An old Argos catalogue from the 1980s. Something like that as a card to somebody. Shannon said, a random fact is a small amount of super glue is strong enough to lift a 2-ton Jeep off the ground. That sounds a little bit like, wasn't there an advert with, it wasn't polyfiller, but it was some kind of glue, and there was a gentleman that was in a boiler suit and he was glued to a door, and they sort of lifted up this door by helicopter, and he was sort of flown around the country because this glue was so strong it would hold him to this door. It's not something we advocate to try at home. It sounds quite dangerous to me.
Yes, we don't recommend that.
No, definitely not. We've got another random fact. The pencil was first invented in England in 1565.
Oh.
Wow. That is quite... I quite like these random facts. I think they're going to be quite useful in a pub quiz, I hope.
If I ever remember them.
Yeah. We'll write them down.
I have a memory like a sieve.
You said that to me earlier.
I like how you've taken over Ben's dad jokes as well.
Do you know, I always think it's almost like a cold. You catch them. Too much time with Ben and you pick up all those dad jokes, don't you? You get them by osmosis. Lynn said, I always thought iris folding looked so complicated till I watched it being done on here. I think you're absolutely right. The actual finished item looks really, really complicated. But when you start seeing it like this, and you're right, this part does look a little bit messy.
Yeah.
But when you sort of flip it over and you see how beautiful it looks, you're like, my goodness, that's incredible. And great for using up your scraps of paper, because as we said earlier on, we've all got bags or containers full of little bits of paper, little bits of card that we don't want to throw away, we want to use for something, and using them for iris folding is absolutely ideal because you only need tiny pieces.
Yes, definitely. So all those old pieces of paper that we've got in that box, all those pattern papers that we've only got a little bit left of, so like your rose gold collection, for instance, we've all got lots of little pieces of that left that we absolutely just cannot bear to use, because then it means that we've got none left. So, you know, be using those little pieces up, and you're going to make an amazing project with just those little scraps that you've got left.
And it's coming together very quickly, isn't it?
It is. All I'm doing is, thank you. All I'm doing is not thank you. I was just saying thank you to Tracy. All I'm doing is just following the numbers. So I'm on to number 13 now. I'm going to put my folded edge against it, so into the aperture where you're going to see it, and I'm just going to tape it down a little bit. So
you would always use tape rather than glue for this?
Yes, don't use glue, because if you're using tape and sometimes you get a little bit carried away and you've followed the wrong numbers, you can just pull it back up. But if you're going to use glue, you've got the risk of it squirting out everywhere, and you don't want that. This is the best and easiest way to do it. So I'm just on to number 14. And again, just that nice folded edge.
Right, there's something about polka dot paper
I love it. It's my absolute favourite. It really is.
Ribbon I always really like. That's always my ribbon of choice.
Yes. I'm the same. I've got lots of that at home.
Well, you were in a polka dot dress yesterday, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I was my favourite pattern yesterday.
That's looking really good.
And then I think for the middle bit, I'm just going to put a plain piece of purple in the middle. So I don't need to fold that because it's just going to go straight over the middle. And then I'm just going to tape that down. So what you're going to do is, once you've finished it all off, you're going to put some foam tape or foam pads all around the edge, because then it's going to take away, it's going to give you the height that you're getting with this. So it's going to match it so you're not getting an odd shaped card. And all you're going to do is you're just going to take more of your tape and you're just going to tape it all over and make it nice and secure. But we'll have a look. There you go.
Oh, that is
Look at
beautiful.
that. So all I would do is you're just going to go in and just going to take your little snips, and you're just going to those little pieces that you can see hanging over. You're just going to snip those away. But the depth and dimension that you get with it is just beautiful. And so if I bring this one in, I've used a lighter purple with this one, and I've used the two darker ones with this. And then all I've done again is just with the green, I've just followed the numbers and completed my little tulip.
That's lovely. And could you use ribbon for this?
Yes.
Could you use some of that satin ribbon that we've got in that box as well? You could use that maybe for the leaves or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's got a nice edge to it as well.
It's got a beautiful edge to it, so it's perfect. But yeah, any bit. So if you've got lots of odd scrap ends of ribbon, and you want to make a totally multicoloured petal tulip, so you've got all those odds and ends, that is actually going to look quite incredible. So all I've done with this is I've just matte and layered it onto a bit of. It's like a grey silver Centura pearl that we've got, and I've just tidy that up a bit, and we'll just pop together this card. So I've just got one of the 6x6 card blanks. I've just cut the top off there. Let me just move these to the side.
Is that the platinum Centura pearl that we've got?
It is,
here?
yeah.
And also that's the 12x12 paper pad in there with that kind of paisley pattern.
Yes, that's it. So this is what you're going to be getting in that bundle.
Fab.
And they look fabulous together. So we're just going to glue all these up together. And because this is a coated cardstock, I'm going to use my tacky glue for it.
I have a fun fact for you.
Go on.
An orange is a man-made fruit. It was a hybrid between a pomelo, which I can never say properly, and a mandarin. The pomelo is a little bit like somewhere in between an orange and a grapefruit, isn't it? So that's quite interesting. I did not know that.
No.
Carol says, I love this. I love Iris folding box. It's made 2 lovely birthday cards with the tulip and heart designs. Lynn said, that is so pretty. I love the colour. And Mary says, I love the tulip. So pretty. It really is. And it came together very, very quickly, despite the fact that it looks really complicated, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And I think the most complicated thing about it is, what you've got to remember is what I showed you with the stencil.
Yeah.
Where is my stencil? Oh, it's here. So the only complicated thing about it is remembering that when you die cut your shape out, you have to turn it over onto your stencil, because you need to remember that you're working on the back of it. But that's as complicated as it gets.
Yeah.
Which is not complicated at all.
Oh, it looks lovely.
Right, so I'm just going to matte and layer these pieces up for the bottom. And then I've got my piece of acetate. To make this card. Oh, that was a really delayed sentence, that, wasn't it? I was really concentrating on my gluing then.
That's all right.
But I must admit, my mum used to do it, so I think I just get it from her. I sort of start a sentence, and start thinking of like 10 other different things in between, and then go back and finish my sentence. And then by the time, you know, I go back to finish my sentence, someone's either walked off or fallen, dropped off to sleep.
That's like a magazine, because often you get a magazine, don't you? And you start reading it, and you've got a page, and your story continues on, or the article continues on. But you've got to flip through half a dozen adverts,
Yes.
problem page, something else, to get to the item that you started reading in the first place. That's a talent, Michelle. It's a talent.
It really is.
That's what we're going to say. Carol says that paisley pad is absolutely beautiful. Mary Pat said classy looking with a platinum Centura pearl. And Jessica says beautiful card. I totally agree. It's lovely.
Absolutely.
Lovely. It almost, those kind of patterns, almost like the kind of henna that you have at a
Yes.
wedding. A Hindu
That's
wedding.
what I thought as soon as I saw it.
Very, very pretty.
Right, so I've just got a square of my acetate, and I'm just going to make sure that that fits nice and lovely. So what I always do with any time I'm using acetate, you've probably seen me do it many times, but I will always, so I'm going to tape this piece up, and then we're going to line that up with the back piece, and I'm going to fold that onto it rather than gluing that up and trying to get my acetate onto it. It's just so much easier this way.
It's easier, otherwise you might be at a funny sort of angle as you fold it over.
Yes, that's it. And sometimes if you've pushed it up too close to your fold and then you fold it over, you end up pushing it a little bit wonky. So let me turn it back round again, left-handed. So there we go. So that's lined up beautifully now. And then this piece is easy because, again, you're going to hold that flat and you're just going to line that up with your bottom of your card, and you're going to get it bob on every time. So I'm going to hold that flat. There we go. So that is perfect. And then this is going to pop on there.
That really sets off all those sort of purple colours in that tulip with that sort of paisley pattern.
Yeah. And then I've got Sending Love. We're just going to pop that onto, again, a piece of that. So is it platinum?
Yeah, so in the collection we've got platinum, and we've also got, I think it's deep purple.
Yes.
Is that band? Deep purple?
Deep purple, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to say but I don't know if that's right. Someone will tell me. Someone will say, my goodness, what on earth are you singing? Sounds like the theme from the Muppets, but that's not what I meant.
So pop that on there.
Oh, lovely. That's so pretty.
And then last but not least.
Gems.
Absolutely. So we're just going to put...
Rosalind says, and you can use your nesting dies to create the iris folding patterns. Oh, that's a good idea. And that's what I was singing, so maybe I was right with my song, and I didn't accidentally start singing the Muppets theme tune. That's really lovely.
So turn that round for you, and there you go.
Beautiful.
It is just so beautiful. Not my card. Well, my card is lovely, thank you. But I mean, the iris folding is just so beautiful and effective, and I just love them. I love the effects. How simple was that, and how much does it make your card look uber fabulous?
And people are going to wonder how on earth you've made that, aren't they? They're going to be
Yes.
so impressed that you've actually produced that. It's
Yeah.
really wonderful. Well done. I do like that. How are we going to choose from all of the bits and pieces you've made so far? We've still got another half an hour. How many more can you make?
Well, I've got
more.
I do have a few more.
Excellent. Well, I like to hear. The next box we're going to look at is number 48. So this is the Say It With Flowers collection that we've got here. So this is $24.99 or $24.95. And if you're in Club Inspired, the platinum price is $19.99 or $19.96. I'll open it up so you can see the kind of things that you're going to get with this. So once again, you know, they follow sort of the same principle. I found this tissue paper really quite useful. And when I was doing, what was I doing? I was sewing vinyl, and I needed some tissue paper. And I spoke to Tracy, and she went, I know where we've got some. Loads of this tissue paper in here. But using that in your card making as well, it's so pretty. You don't want to waste it, do you? So you've got some pearls here, so pearl embellishments first of all, some just sort of plain cream pearls, traditional kind of colours. You've got your stamp sentiments, so we've got thank you, sending you a little note, thinking of you, all those kind of sentiments that you're always going to be using and really super useful. You've got some, this is organza ribbon here rather than the double-edged satin ribbon that we've had earlier on, but in this sort of dark green, a kind of an aqua colour, and also in a white. Then you're going to have your dies. So you've got these beautiful flowers, and one of the cards that Michelle made earlier today, she was using these flowers. Was it today? Was it yesterday? I don't know, I've lost track. But wonderful. You can use these for all sorts of things, not just sort of summertime, but also at Christmas you could use all these different flowers, these different dies you've got here. You've got foliage as well as flowers. You've got your card blanks and your envelopes, and then you also have this fantastic collection of papers. So you've got lots of wood effect papers here. These are really sort of lovely, aren't they? They're almost kind of nautical kind of look to them, looking like that. And you've got some ones that look like linen. You've got other ones that almost sort of been whitewashed kind of walls or planks of wood here in all sorts of different tones. And then you have this linen cardstock in these beautiful colours. So you've got sort of a green, a peachy colour, a sort of darker burgundy, and sort of deeper orange, pale kind of pink, and also kind of some darker kind of sagey kind of green. So all of these are going to work together. So all of your little embellishments that you've got, as well as all of those little dies, all of those are going to work, mix and match with those colours that we've got in here. And this is going to be, you're going to do your next demonstration with this collection, aren't you, Michelle?
It is.
Fantastic.
It absolutely is. I just need to find my box. It's here. I've got it. It's okay. So yes, to say it with flowers. So I've had the chance to play with this quite a lot lately, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. Of any kind of pattern, these Dixie flowers are my favourite. So when we're going through the sub boxes and we come across a piece of paper and it's got those little Dixie flower patterns on, just my absolute favourite. So to be able to create that yourself with this kit is just fabulous. Just absolutely love it. So I've got some of the card from the kit, and we're gonna run these flowers through. So let's just pop that on there. And again, in no particular rhyme or reason, I'm just going to cut lots of different flowers out of all the different colours.
And you could use these dies with the flower forming foam.
Yes,
That's a tongue twister, isn't it?
It really is. You absolutely could. But like I was saying before, you wouldn't be able to heat set these. Yeah. Maybe the bigger ones, absolutely. But these smaller ones, you're not going to be able to heat set those, because it's just they're going to shrink down so much. It's just not going to be worth it. And to be honest, it's not going to look very nice. So you absolutely wouldn't, but you absolutely can cut them out of foam, no problem. So let me tape these down. The only problem, because my plate's starting to bow just a little bit, it's doing that spinny thing. But I need to take it and put it in some hot water. And I explain this every time, just in case someone new's watching and they think, you're going to put your plates in hot water.
To wash them up?
Yes, we're going to wash them up. So Sarah has said it's absolutely fine to do. So it's something that I've done for years. But you can see that my plate's starting to bow because it's spinning. And all you're going to do is you're going to fill your kettle up, you're going to put your plate in the sink with the plug in or in a bowl, you're just going to tip your hot water over it and your plate will flatten it will flatten on its own. Leave it in there until the water starts to cool a little bit, take it out and put it under something heavy. So what I tend to do is I've got some, you know, those kitchen worktop savers you can get, very much like my glass mat. I've got a couple of marble ones and they're really heavy. So I put my plate on the side, I put a tea towel over it, I put 2 marble tabletop savers on, and then I put my Gemini on top. I leave it for a few hours or overnight and they come out as flat as a pancake.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And the bonus is, because you're putting them in the hot water, it's getting rid of all those little paper fibres from where you've die cut into your plate. So total bonus there. And
that's really good, because sometimes you do use plates. I mean, I'm just like, I think, pretty much everyone else. I forget to flip my plates around. I know you're supposed to flip them and rotate them, but you know, you forget. I'm watching something on Netflix while I'm crafting, and I just forget, and then they're all bowed, and I've tried sitting on them, that doesn't work, but I'm definitely going to take that idea of popping them in hot water.
Yeah, and the thing is, at the end of the day, your plates are a consumable, so you are going to need to replace them at some point. But anything that, you know, you can use to get that longevity out of them is just a bonus. But I only do it with the outside plates, it doesn't work on the others.
No,
just in case.
Imagine, yeah. But those are the ones that tend to bow the most, aren't they? The sort of clear.
They are.
Yeah.
They are, definitely. And you know, there's lots of people say to do lots of different things with them, and the only one that I would condone, and I think Sarah as well, is the hot water trick.
Yeah.
It's safe, it's not going to do any damage to your machine by some of the other methods that are out there. And, you know, if you use some of the methods that are out there and it ends up damaging your machine, you're not covered with your warranty, so you wouldn't really whisk it.
Whisk it.
I went all Bugs Bunny then.
And I can definitely tell you, sitting on them doesn't make any difference. That made a difference to me.
Did you just say sitting on it?
Yeah, I tried to sit on mine. I thought, well, you know, I was like, you know, if I was crafting, I was using something else, and I thought, I'll sit on them and see if that makes a difference. But I don't think my bottom was hot enough. Certainly not as hot as boiling water. So when I get home, I will give that a try. And you're right, you know, you do end up with a little bit of, you know, tiny sort of fibres from your paper.
Yeah.
Or if you're using, you know, sometimes obviously I use mine for cutting fabric as well, particularly felt. You do end up with you know, sort of few fibres here and there anyway. So it's worth giving that a try. Oh, I like that with the 2 different colours. That looks effective.
And the thing is, it absolutely works. I've been doing it for years. I know Sarah does it. I know the other ladies do it. I'm not sure about Craig. I wouldn't like to speak for anyone else, but I just know that it's a brilliant method that absolutely does work. So I just need to run this back through.
Lynn said, wow, another beautiful card, Michelle. Mary Pat said, I need to make this card today. I think that was the earlier one that we just did. Rachel said, I love the card, Michelle. I love the colours. Lorraine has said, it's been so relaxing watching this demo. What a gorgeous card. I think actually doing that whole iris paper folding would be a really lovely sort of activity. Oh God, I'm going to end up buying more stuff. I can just see it. Laura said, the boxes are a great way to stock up on consumables. The dies and the stamps are just a bonus in my eyes. Yeah, with this price, with less than £20 if you're on your platinum price. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. And Sue says, I love all these newer kits. I need to get them, but I'm 3 kits behind in my collection. Maybe today is the time to stock up. Because you're going to be getting your double points anyway, and you're also going to be able to get free shipping if you're in the UK, or half price shipping if you're in the US. And of course, if you spend more than £10, you will get our free gift, which is our little box die that we've got here as well. So perhaps today is the day to stock up on those other craft boxes. They're looking really effective with those different colours. I like that sort of peachy colour in that dark sort of burgundy colour.
Yeah.
Works really well.
It does. It looks lovely together, doesn't it? And that's the good thing about the boxes. There's going to be colours in there that you would think, oh, I would never put those two colours together. But if they're in the box together, then absolutely do it. Go for it and have a try. You'll be absolutely surprised at things that you didn't think would go together and do. So I'm just going to...
Because sometimes it's the tone, it's getting the same tone in the colours, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you're saying, we talk about contrasting colours. So if you look at a colour wheel, opposite colours are the ones that go together. But sometimes that won't work if you've got a different kind of tone in two colours. So if you're looking at green and orange, for example, or something like that, generally speaking, they'll go together. If you've got the wrong kind of tone in those, they're not going to work. But you're right, because these have been put together, they're all going to work tonally as well.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So I'm just layering these together flat. Again, you could, be bringing your stamping mat in and putting a bit of depth, dimension and shape into your leaves, but you don't always have to do that. Sometimes they look just lovely, just as they are. So let's just pop all those to the side for now. I'll bring this in. So live every moment. So that stamp is in there, and all I've done is with our scalloped edge nesting circle dies. Oh, that was a mouthful.
That was, well done. I would never even attempted that.
Oh, for me at this time of a night, I did well. It's all right, I'll make up for it in a minute.
Go on, say it again.
No. Scalloped edge circle nesting dies.
Well done, very impressive.
There we go. So just with the black, that lovely salmony colour, and then just a white, because this is what we're going to sort of make wreath-like. So we're just going to just build up a little, I'm going to pop that there because that's quite, just a sort of really make a focal point of that sentiment there.
Do you ever try and cut out more than one layer of cardstock with your dies?
Yes.
And does it work?
It does. I think if you saw earlier on when I did the reveal wheel,
yep.
I had our multi-purpose card.
You had 3 layers, didn't you?
Which was a 300. I had another card from a pad, which was a 240 GSM, and then I had the paper on top, which was a 180. So technically, it's like 2 pieces of your multi-purpose card run through together. I do that often. I wouldn't do it with quite intricate dies, but with these ones, I would probably... I'm a little bit lazy. I don't like, well, not lazy, impatient. I don't want to wait. Yeah. So, which is why I have this on my desk at home, because it's so quick to be running all your little flower dies through rather than putting them through here. So, but yeah, absolutely. Most of our dies will go through on 2 layers of that card. No problem at all. But again, your intricate ones, maybe not, maybe you'd have to run them through a couple of times.
Well, sometimes with those intricate ones, they've also got some embossing on them as well. So obviously you wouldn't get that on both of those layers, would you?
Yeah.
Or you'd only get it very slightly on the second layer.
Yes, exactly. But again, I think crafting and die cutting, I think sometimes you think, oh, die cutting is just the beginning bit and you wanting to get onto sort of the exciting bit, but actually for me, I enjoy the process of die cutting. I enjoy the whole running all my dies through, doing the different things with them. So for me, I don't necessarily always feel like I need to rush that bit to get to the fun bit. I think we make it easy with our dies and our machine to get quickly onto that next stage. But I think I don't sort of want to rush past that stage because I enjoy the die cutting.
Laura said, I'm supposed to be organising my craft room today and I was off to a good start, but then I decided to watch while I worked. Before I realised I'd pulled out my craft boxes and started crafting along. I don't blame you. That's what a Saturday is all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Karen has said, I have this kit, but I'm a beginner and I'm a bit scared to try it, but I might give it a go now. Absolutely. And what you do need to remember is we've got loads and loads of videos on YouTube to see how we've made these in the past. So you've got lots of sort of options, lots of sort of inspiration for you. Mary Pat said, my favourite thing to cut with the Mini is the flower dies. I can sit and cut them away for hours, which is exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
Great to have that little Mini on the edge of your little desk. And Carol said these are the kind of dies you leave on a desk for a quick band-aid.
Yes.
Band-aid?
Yeah, so like a butterfly, I think.
Oh, right, yeah.
A butterfly.
A chocolate accident or a crab accident in your bathroom.
That's it.
Oh, that looks lovely.
Yeah, and again, so this is the fun bit. You're just going to build up that scene, so to speak.
And you could make that, that kind of sort of wreath that you're doing for all sorts of different things, almost sort of celebratory, with lots of sort of green foliage, green flowers, more of a Christmas kind of theme as well, with all those sort of shapes as well. That's really pretty.
Definitely. Oh. There, I've tore that in half, but that's okay, because it can go there and look like it's coming from behind that one. And then, oh, I don't want that one. Do I want this last one on? But again, so this is just the fun of it. Just the absolute fun of just building it up, seeing what you like, seeing how it's looking. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to put a few gems on it in a minute, but I'll bring my card in first. Just pop that to the side there. So I've just got a small... So it's just a 5x5 and we're just going to do a nice little twisted easel. So again, I've just got some of that lovely card and paper from the kit. And we're just going to pop these together. Now, I know my tape pen's coming to the end because it becomes a little bit harder to roll. I mean, not hard, but harder than a new one. But you all know what I mean, I think.
Have you got another one over there, or do you need mine?
Oh, no, I've got lots. I tend to go through a lot, so I've started making sure that I've got a few next to me, just in case.
I always find, I think, I'm using the same one, and then realise I've probably got about 30 that I've used almost to the end.
Yes.
So if I'm ever doing any kind of demos, I have to have nearly all of them. So a huge container full of partially used tape pens, because you do not want to run out, do you?
I'm exactly the same. And then you run out of one and then you pick up another and there's just a tiny bit left and then you pick up another and finish that one off.
Yeah.
So there we go. So again, so I've just got some of our scalloped edge circle nesting dies.
You're on a roll with this.
I'm just gonna pop that there. So again, I always stand this up and sort of see where I want it, because sometimes I might want it quite high, sometimes I might want it quite low. So I always just don't stick that to your desk. So I always just have a play with it, see how this looks before I commit to sticking that down. You know, see how it looks, see if I'm happy with that. And I'm quite happy with that. I don't feel like I need it any higher. So I'm going to leave that there. And it's always worth just doing that, just seeing if you're quite happy with where it is. And then I'm just going to get that last little bit of that one. And that's just going to pop under there. And then I've got just one more. No, not that one. So I am using my dotty on these pieces, not my normal.
And I liked your little technique that you showed us all yesterday, where you've got something that's quite sort of fiddly, and you put a tiny bit of glue on a piece of card, and you sort of push it underneath, just to make sure you get all those little areas. I think that's really good, because quite often you will find that there's little tiny sort of foliage, those little tiny intricate dies that you cut out. You don't capture every little part of it, do you? Every little part that needs to be glued.
Yes.
That was a really handy tip, that one.
Yeah. And these are just all little things that you sort of pick up as you're going along and you like to pass on.
Oh, and thank you. Not keeping that power to yourself by sharing it. That's brilliant. I was always quite scared of using black in my cards. I don't know why. I just always felt, I don't know, it was just, I always think of cards being white. But
yeah.
Since I've been here, having that tiny little bit of black around the edge of a card makes it look so much more elegant.
It really does,
yeah.
Doesn't it? So if I just flick that round for you now, we have got my finished card.
Oh, that's
so
lovely.
Just making a wreath out of that sentiment there.
Really lovely. Beautiful colours as well. Nice and quick. Lovely. So I'm going to show you some other bits and pieces that we've got on the show. So we have a small stamping platform. So this is the 4x4. So the one that Michelle's been using is the 8x8, but we have the 4x4 in a collection, and it also comes with the stamping mat as well. So this is £12.78 or $18.32, and if you are a platinum price, if you want to have the platinum price, that would be £10.22 or £14.66. And if you were purchasing this, as you'd be spending more than £10 or $10, you'd be getting this die as your free gift. So definitely worth doing. And do remember, you're going to get double points on everything that you purchase this weekend. We've also got this Tiffany bag. So this is the Catcher Tiffany bag. You can fit lots of things in here, including sweeties. And don't we all love some sweets in our craft room? But this is perfect for those tiny sort of die packs. So where Michelle was using those little alphabet dies and the little animals, you could fit animals and baby dies. You could fit all of those in here. You're also going to get some of these acetate bags. So this is really great if you've got very small dies, like some of those little flower dies, you want to keep them all together, or if you're going to be cutting and sort of using your die cutting machine to cut everything out. These are great for organising. So this is $6.99 or $10.49, and the platinum price is £5.59 or $8.39. So really great items for you to pop in your bag for today. Have we got enough time for one other demo?
Yes, I think so. I'm just getting some of my little bits together.
Okay. Shall I show you, while you're getting ready, shall I go through the Lucky Dip? We've got the Lucky Dip here. So the Lucky Dip we've got here, this is £3. This is an absolute bargain. So this is just an example of the type of thing that you might be getting. So you're not going to get exactly this, but you may be getting one of these. Well, these pencils are all falling out, but you've got your Aqua Blend pencils. Beautiful colours, sort of very neutral colours. These are going to be great for you. This is $3 or £3. Platinum price is $2.40 or £2.40. You may be getting one of these double-sided dies. This one's perfect for Christmas or sort of winter time, or any of those frozen fans that there might be around. You've got this wonderful sort of deer stamp here. You've got some edgeable kind of dies as well, some sentiments, so lots and lots of things. So you'll be able to get one of these in this sort of Lucky Dip for £3. Now all of these items are going to be significantly more than $3 or £3, or even more significantly less than, or better than £2.40 or $2.40. So this is your Lucky Dip bag. I think you can dip 10 times, we were saying, 10 times or 5 times without getting any duplicates. But these for me, these sort of pencils are the absolute sort of bee's knees for being able to get inside this Lucky Dip bag. And even if you get it and the thing you've already got a duplicate of, great as a little gift for somebody for just, you know, a couple of pounds. So that's your Lucky Dip bag that we've got there. Are you ready for me now? Fabulous. Let's have a look at your very last demo then.
So I'm not going to be able to do this one in full, but we'll show you sort of the main part. So we've got box number 47, and we're going to use the lovely little bunny. So instead of you watching me stamp it out, I've got it already stamped out, and I've stamped it out onto a piece of card that's 7 inches wide by 5 inches high. And then what I'm going to do is, so this is the die that cuts round this. So we're just going to find where that sits, and we're gonna tape it down.
Can I go and grab the mix that you've already done so we can have a vote?
You may.
It's quite weird being over this side. I'm getting used to being over there.
I know when you should be at one side or another to come over, it's a bit...
You know, there's free jelly beans over that side.
What?
There's not really.
Oh.
Making it up.
Right, let's pop this on and run it through. You're offering free jelly beans to the diabetic lady. Oh, but I'm in remission. I don't know if I've ever told you, but I'm in remission, so that's okay. I can have a little bit now and again.
Yeah. Well, we can think about jelly beans. Don't have to eat them, do we?
I could just sniff them.
Oh, I've remembered what my talent is. I knew I had one. I just couldn't remember what it could possibly be. I can identify any jelly bean just by sight, and I can tell you exactly what the flavour is. I don't have to eat it.
Really?
Yeah, that's my talent.
Now,
And,
that's a talent.
As talents go, it's quite useful because I started a new job, and my boss said it's not a 3-line whip, but I'd really like you to come to this pub quiz with me. And one of the rounds was identifying jelly beans, and I won, and my boss was super impressed. That was my very first day. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a definite talent. Ah, I knew I had one.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my ruler in. I'm just going to trim off to there. I'm going to trim off at the other side, and then I'm just going to fussy cut round the whole thing. And as you can see, I've already coloured it in again because I can see the time. I'm not going to colour it all in. So what we're going to do is with this, so I'm going to bring in again, so just a piece of card. It's not actually a card base, and it's 7 by 5. We're going to mat and layer this up. So
while you're doing that, I'm going to start getting the vote together with all your makes. So we've got number 1. This is your card with your pop-up little bunny here. Some Bonnie Cares. Great card if someone's going to make that for somebody's birthday that's coming up. I'm just saying. Number 2 is this lovely sort of woodland scene that we've got here, this pop-up scene with those beautiful butterflies, and also that little card, that little paper with the hedgehogs in, which I think is really beautiful. And this one was done with those brush pens. Number 3 is the iris folding one with the card stock and the paper pad that's in the Jubilee weekend bag. And then the final one is the one that you've just finished off. Just move that over here so you can see properly. There we go. With that little wreath in here with those beautiful colours, those sort of almost like a salmon-y kind of pink, and that sort of deep green, and sort of trimmed off with that black. So get your votes in. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we'll see which one's going to win. Now I'm just going to have to point out that I won Demo of the Day yesterday, and I've never won Demo of the Day ever, and I'm really quite excited because tomorrow we do Demo of the Week, and I don't have, we have it on the other side of the studio, we have a board with stars on it, and it's full of stars under everyone else's name, and I don't have a star. And I'd really like a star. So I don't want to influence you in any way, shape or form. I'd really like to win. So,
Ben and Joe don't have stars.
No, they don't. And it'd be really nice to message Ben and Joe and say, guess what, I've got a star and you haven't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, so my piece of card at the back, I've just mat and layered with some red and some blue, and I've just made just a tube with some red and white card, because, you know, this is my red, white and blue themed card for today, so I'm glad I got to do it actually, even though you're not going to get to see me do it fully. I'm still going to get to show you this card. So it's just like sort of, I call these a tower card. I don't know its official name, but it's almost like 2 towers. It's twin towers almost. So I just need to bring in this. So this is just going to go across here, but as you can see, is a little bit floppy. So I do have a piece of acetate somewhere. It's just hiding at the minute.
I love that deep blue. That's almost like an electric blue.
So this is our Centura Pearl. So it's the Christmas red. In fact, no, I think it's the cherry red that I've used. And the blue, I've wrote it down somewhere. No. I've got so many little notes next to me of all the ones that I've wrote down. So yeah, it's the royal blue.
Oh,
Literally, it's the royal blue. So I seem to have lost my piece of acetate. I probably haven't. It's probably stuck to my scrap piece of card. So what I would do is my acetate would go behind.
Yeah.
So what I will do anyway is we'll just carry on. I've got all sorts of pieces here, but just not the piece that I'm looking for. So that is not it, because it is too high. But I tell you what, we'll just hold that there for now, just with a little bit of dye, so I can just show you what it would look like.
Okay.
So that's just going to pop onto there, just like it would normally, and you're still going to be able to fold it flat. And we're going to have this going across here.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And then I've got my little piece of ribbon. I have got some clouds that I've cut out that I've run through my Xyron machine. So let me see if I can just... The only problem that I find with these is I can never peel it up. It's because I've got no nails, you see. There we go. So I've got all my lovely clouds. So we're just gonna pop these all about, and I've just edged them with a little bit of grey pen. I'm just going to pop that one there, and we'll have this one there, and obviously my little bunny's going to be stuck to that, and this is what my blue is for, so that would go across there, obviously underneath that. And then if I bring in my finished one to show you, I've put a couple of the clouds behind, because obviously he's being blown up into the air. So if I turn it round for you to see better, that is that sub box 47s with that little bunny, and you can see you can fold it perfectly flat to post either way, even though it's that lovely tower.
I love the way you're using the acetate. Can you draw on the acetate if you're going to be using, like doing raindrops or drawing snowflakes or something like that on the acetate?
You can draw on it,
yeah.
Definitely, especially with our classics, our alcohol pens, you can colour on it, no problem.
Fantastic. Right, so do you want to know which card is demo of the show?
Yes.
I think I could have guessed, I have to be honest. What one do you think?
The iris folding.
You're right.
Yay!
This is a demo of the show. Now we're going to be doing a demo of the day, so I'll just get those cards ready for you so you can see what we made. So we've got, the first one is this little butterfly that you made earlier on today, really pretty. Then we have this one here, which is your, just have to hold it like that. That one is your reveal wheel, the one for your, it's a girl with those fantastic idea of stamping your coloured paper with your stamps. And then you have your iris folding card. So this one's number 3, this one's number 2, and the butterfly is number 1. So get your votes in for demo of the day. Fabulous. Oh, that's not going to stand up. I just wanted to say that we had a few more messages coming in. We had beautiful Michelle. Amazing how much that card comes to life when you're adding the gems. Gems should be on everything, as should glitter. It's a shame it doesn't rain glitter. I think I like a bit of glitter. Lynn says, I didn't think I needed this box, but this card has changed my mind. Michelle, I blame you when hubby tells me off for placing another order today.
Hey, send him to me.
Blame us.
Yeah, send him to me.
We don't mind.
I'll charm him into changing his mind for you. Or talk him to death. Either or.
So get your votes in, and do remember that we do have our Jubilee Super Saver with the items over here. So this is £100 worth or $130 worth of goodies for only £30 or $40. So great item to pop into your basket here. You've got paper pads, you've got Centura Pearl, you've got your ink pads, you've got dies, you've got all sorts of different bits and pieces. If you just purchased This die up here, which is your waterfall card making die, and the little Celebrate one, that would be the equivalent of getting everything else for free. So definitely well worth doing. Remember, you've got double points today. If you spend more than £10 or $10 today, you'll be able to get a free gift, which is this die here, in order to make your little box. And we will have a different one tomorrow as well. So you'll be able to sort of join in with all the fun that we've got tomorrow and have a look at the special gift that you get tomorrow as well. If you're not a Club Inspired, member, it's worth joining this week. You'll be getting a £5 voucher inside your $5 voucher or €5 voucher inside your account as from Sunday. And so we're going to be joining us tomorrow on craft. We've got all our shows. We've got Colour Me Happy. I'm here with Lily. We've got masterclass with some nesting dies, and then second chance Sunday as well. So I'm just going to see if we have got a winner. And again, I'm not surprised that this is the winner, because I think it's really quite spectacular. It's not the iris folding.
The craft along?
It is the craft along. It is this one, which is utterly spectacular, really, really impressive. So wonderful card. Well done, Michelle. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh, it's been so much fun.
And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. See you soon. Bye-bye.